Hey everybody, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. Today's video, we are doing April's market update for Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. A few months back, I made a prediction that, I didn't think the rise in interest rates was going to hurt the market all that much, especially in the short term. So we're going to show, what has happened to the market over the last month when interest rates have risen pretty quickly and substantially. So, if you're interested in the Temecula area, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We not only cover the housing market, but we go in depth on many communities throughout Temecula, Murrieta area, and Menifee, things to do, and it really just paints a picture of this whole area. So, subscribe. We are a brokerage and an appraisal company here in Temecula, so if you are looking for a home value, buy or sell properties, please reach out. We've been doing this a long time and we'd appreciate your business and the opportunity to help you. Let's get into the video. Hey everybody, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. Today's video is our April market update for Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. Just going to go over some things like newly listed properties, active listings, days on the market, total, a percentage of original list price, and of course, median sales price. So those are the things that we're going to hit on. And again, one of the reasons that I strongly suggest that you subscribe and follow this channel is it's very important, whether you're buying or selling, to know the data. And this is coming straight from the MLS. I'm not making this up. I'm just showing you every month what is actually going on in the market. So the first thing we're going to do is new listings. And again, guys, one of the huge drivers throughout America is the lack of inventory. Even when we go back to April of last year, we can compare 217 active listings or new listings in the month of April. In April of last year, we had in Temecula 272. So that's a big difference. I mean, 50 homes. Murrieta last April had 323 newly listed properties. And in April of 2022, we have 287. So a huge drop off there. And then Menifee, 239 newly listed properties in April of 2022. And April of 2021, we had 250. So there has been a drop off, and in order for these home prices to start to stable off, and in my opinion, not keep going up substantially, we're going to have to see more homes on the market. Active listings, there were, and this is a little skewed from all of the other information that I'm going to show you today. Why are there more active listings? By a lot. Temecula 166 in March and then 210 in April. You can, and I've made this argument, all through the last probably 6 months. The homes that are not upgraded, the homes that don't have pools, the homes that don't have views, if these homes are trying to get the top end of the market, they're just not getting them. And I can see moving forward the next 2, 3, 4 months, if rates rise, like they're supposed to, again, I still think overall the market is going to, see at least maybe a level off. You probably still go up a little bit, but point being is the 20 or 30% of homes that aren't upgraded, that aren't that nice with regards to backyards with pools and views, and the sellers trying to get the top end of this market, they're just not getting it, and I can see it getting even worse for them as interest rates rise. That, I'm not saying that I'm right on this or I know for a fact, but it is very interesting. When we go through all of the data today, the only one that's skewed or doesn't make sense to me is the actual active listings on the MLS and how it's gone up pretty substantially, in the last month. So we'll see moving forward Next month, I think the next 2 or 3 months, if rates go up, let's just say half a point to a point, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. But, as of right now, active listings have gone up substantially. Okay, so next up, we are going to go days on the market. Pretty much, we're sticking with what's gone on since, September of 2020. We've gone almost, 2 years now with the average days on market for all 3 cities, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. We did have an uptick in January and December. Probably, just maybe less people are looking for homes in December. So they were taking just a little longer to sell. But as you can see, as the spring has come through here, we're back down to the average days on market, 7 for Temecula, 7 for Murrieta, and 7 for Menifee. And it's just crazy to think that, just 3 years ago, look at this, 35, 50, and 51. I mean, just unbelievable how the market has changed in such a short period of time, really. So yeah, if you are listing a property on a Wednesday or Thursday, you will be in escrow on Monday, generally speaking, if you price the property correctly. So if you are thinking of selling, you're going to be out of your home within 30 to 35 days, unless you negotiate a rent back, which a lot of people are still doing. With lending guidelines, I think you can do up to 59 days rent back on a property, and it's definitely beneficial to a lot of sellers trying to find another home. And in this market, if you have the home that everybody wants, you will be able to negotiate those 60 days back in way of a rental. So just keep that in mind. Buyers, sorry, it's just something you're going to have to deal with. A lot of these sellers want rent backs because they don't know where they're going to go, because they don't know if they're going to get an offer accepted. They're basically in your position right now. So just everybody needs to be patient. Everybody needs to understand. And buyers, you need to realize that you are not in the driver's seat in this market. And if you like a home, getting your offer accepted is just, just be thankful for that. Okay, so next up, percentage of original list price. And this did drop off. It's again, this is really interesting to me. I mean, we went from up to 104, 103 on all 3 cities in July of 2021. And we went down to, in December of 2021, we went down to 100. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video. You don't think 4% is a lot when you're talking about 104 down to 100. But when you really take into consideration what home prices are, a lot of, a 4% difference is, could be anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 that you're netting on grossing on your property. So it is a significant increase or decrease in what you as the seller are getting for your property. But we are back up to 103.8 in Temecula, 104.1 in Murrieta, and 103.2 in Menifee. So we are back up to the numbers we were seeing in May and June and July of 2021. Okay, so next up, and this is just boggles my mind. I'll be honest, I do think I felt a little bit, I'm pretty consistent with the calls I get every month for people to buy a home or inquiring about buying a home. I've been a little slower the last month, and so this is really surprising to me. That now I'm going to give you my theory on this. Why did homes jump so crazy? Average median sales price in Temecula was $724 in March. It jumped all the way up to $750. In Murrieta in March, it started at $650 average median sales price. It jumped up to $663, and in Menifee, it definitely leveled off. It went from $575 to $575. Not really much of a change. Just one theory is a lot of people, and I had this happen for me personally. A lot of people, when they figured out that they were going to be rate hikes, they jumped into the market and they did whatever they needed to do to get a home accepted. So, you know, people could be thinking or could have been thinking in the last 2 or 3 months, you know, because it takes the time, you know, you have a 30-day escrow or a 60-day escrow to close, you know, you never know the terms, but maybe this huge jump was that last bandwagon of buyers just trying to get in a home before interest rates were going to hit that 5, 6, 7% interest rate. You know, that is really, in my opinion, the only thing that makes sense, because it doesn't make sense for me that your house payment, you know, goes up significantly because of rate hikes, and the home prices, median home prices, jump more in Temecula in the last month than any time really in the last 2 years. So I think that it has a lot to do with buyers really just pushing and pushing to get in a home because you have rate locks. You know, there's many different factors, but bottom line is how many buyers in the last month were just trying to get in a home and even overpaying more than maybe even previous months because of what they thought was going to happen to their purchasing power in the next coming months. That is really the only thing that I can think of why the home prices went up so substantially, especially in Temecula and Murrieta. Well, especially Temecula in the last month. It will be very, very interesting moving forward when we see these rates go to in between 6 and 7%, which I do think they'll get to eventually. What is, you know, from, let's just say, June, July, August, September, if those rates get above 6%, what is the median sales price, or what is that going to do to the median sales price in these 3 cities? So just interesting. I mean, you know, nobody really knows. The supply, I hear arguments on both sides. The supply is a huge driving factor and argument for a lot of people that say rates aren't going to affect the housing market. Especially when you compare, you know, a lot of people are comparing it to 2008. Many are saying absolutely not. We're never going to see that 2008 hit on the housing market. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes on. But thank you very much. Again, if you are a buyer or a seller, or you own a home in Temecula, Murrieta, or Menifee, please follow this channel. I think it's very helpful for you guys to see charts like this every month, just to keep your eye on the market. Thank you very much.